As you probably already know, Update 7.7 brought a whole bunch of new dynamic encounters to Star Wars The Old Republic. They were added to 7 planets, including the capital worlds of Dominicos and Coruscant. So let's take a look at the encounters on Coruscant. Now there are a lot more of them on the capital worlds than there are on the starter planets, with Coruscant in particular having 25 as opposed to the starter world's 7. That being the case, I'm not going to go through each and every encounter, as that would probably be boring since most of them really boil down to kill this number of bad guys and then maybe kill a bigger bad guy, or click a bunch of things while killing a bunch of guys. Instead, we're going to take a look at the best and worst encounters that Coruscant has to offer, at least according to me. But first I'll mention that like on all planets with dynamic encounters, Coruscant does have a mount that you can earn by completing all the meta achievements associated with the dynamic encounters there. You can earn the Coruscant Leisure Cruiser by completing all encounters at least once, and then 75 encounters overall. And like all other mounts earned from completing dynamic encounters, this one is also a pet mount. So with all that out of the way, let's get started with what I consider some of the best encounters on Coruscant. And when I say the best, I mean either there is a fun, interesting mechanic, or they're very quick and easy to complete. And I'll start with the ones that are fast. And for my money, the fastest and easiest are 4 of the encounters you find at the Senate Plaza. None of these require any combat, so any character of any level can complete them, and they take place very close to where you zone in from your stronghold. So you don't have to drive for ages to get to them. So these are great ones to do if you're trying to get the 75 to get the mount, or you're just trying to get the weekly. And by far the fastest and easiest is Senatorial Celebration. It takes place right in the middle of Senate Plaza, and all you have to do to complete it is click 20 fireworks. It might require some running back and forth, especially if there are a lot of other players competing for the fireworks, but in general it doesn't get simpler or quicker than this. Next up, and still outside, is Lawn and Order. Apparently all those fireworks have caught the trees on fire, and the little droids aren't programmed to put out the fire, so it's up to us. So heading up the stairs on either side of Senate Plaza, you'll find some firefighting equipment, which we need to pick up. Once you've got that, you'll need to extinguish 5 fires and repair 5 pruning droids. Like with most of these, how quickly you're able to get it done is going to depend on how many other people are out there trying to do it at the same time as you. The next 2 I'm going to mention here are both inside the Senate Tower. The first one is called They're Listening. One of the Senate Tower guards is convinced that someone is placing listening devices around the tower, and she's pretty sure it's one of the gardening staff. So it's up to us to search the plants and scan the gardening staff. Most of the time you won't find anything, but if you do happen to find a listening device, you'll earn the achievement Right All Along, which will also reward you with the Conspiracy Console decoration. And finally we have Vandals at the Gate. There are 2 variants of this encounter. You can either be the vandal and put up a bunch of graffiti across the walls of the Senate Tower, or you can be the one tasked with cleaning it up. Which version you get is entirely up to you. You click on this terminal and decide whether you're going to vandalize or whether you're going to clean. If you choose to clean, you'll need to target the black sun graffiti on the walls and just click it and it will go away. You'll need to do this 12 times. If you choose to vandalize, you'll first need to establish a link with one of the maintenance droids. Then find a hiding place and take control of your droid. Then drive around the Senate Tower looking for these red arrows and use the droid to put up some black sun graffiti. Why you're putting up black sun graffiti, I don't know. And like with all of these, how quick you're able to get it done depends on how much competition you have for the clickies. So there you have it for some super fast ones. Now let's take a look at a couple of fun ones. The first one takes place in Justicar territory and is called Unlevel Loading. Coruscant Security has hacked into the Justicar systems in the shipping dock, and now it's time to accidentally damage some of their cargo. The first thing you'll need to do is use this terminal to take control of a loader. Then it's on to our objective, which is simply cause havoc. You'll drive your loader around, knocking shipping containers off into the abyss, running over Justicar forces, and in general just being a wrecking machine. To complete the encounter, you'll need to destroy 12 shipping containers, damage 10 pieces of Justicar property, and defeat or run over 8 Justicar forces. It's all good fun, unless of course you happen to be someone lower down who gets smashed by a falling shipping container. And the last one on our best encounters of Coruscant list is Push Comes the Shove. This one takes place in the Galactic Market and has one of my favorite mechanics in the game, which is throwing people off of ledges. It seems security forces have authorized the use of experimental technology to push back the guild. So run up and grab the kinetic displacer. Our objective is to defeat 12 guild forces and push 8 off the catwalks using our kinetic displacer. So target a guild baddie while facing toward a ledge and use the temporary ability to send him flying. Unfortunately, not all encounters on Coruscant are this much fun. In fact, there are a couple of real stinkers here. The first one is understaffed, and you'll find this one on the Senate Plaza in the Drunkard's Vote Cantina. This one has us helping out an overworked and stressed out bartender. Our objective is to serve 3 tables without 3 customers becoming unhappy. Sounds simple enough, but it's complicated enough that this encounter comes with its own tutorial. Once you finish the tutorial or use the temporary ability to skip it, you'll then want to go outside and start serving drinks for real. And here's where things get tricky and annoying. Well, at least for me. You'll need to serve 3 tables without 3 customers becoming unhappy. If 3 customers become unhappy, the encounter will reset and you have to start from scratch. You'll know if a customer is unhappy because they'll have a red arrow over their head. If they have a green arrow over their head, it means they're happy. If they have a yellow arrow, it means that pretty soon they're going to be unhappy. So you'll want to serve the red and yellow arrows first. So you'll need to run up to the table and stand by the customers until you get the pop-up ability to take their order. Take their order and hurry back to the bar. Now ignore the food and just focus on the drinks. You'll need to click a drink 3 times in order to get a cup to show up on the tray. Take the drinks back to the table and click on the little arrows to set the drinks down. Wait for the customer to drink it and put it back, then clear the cups away. And as I mentioned, you'll need to do this 3 times before 3 customers become unhappy. If 3 customers become unhappy, you'll have to restart. You can use the calf machine, which will give you a temporary ability which will boost your speed, and that can help a little. I can see why some people might enjoy this and think it's fun. For me, it was just frustrating and time consuming. But it pales in terribleness in comparison to Ugnaught engineering. I suspect it's mostly because it's very, very buggy. The encounter goes like this. The Jedi Temple has taken heavy losses, but the Ugnaughts have a solution. A droid called the Uggernaut. The encounter starts with us having to defend the Ugnaught engineers as they repair the Uggernaut, which means you need to take out the Imperials before they kill the Ugnaught engineers. Progress is encounter shared, and if all goes well, you can proceed to step 2. However, often all does not go well. The encounter glitches out, and progress is halted. This is what happened to me when I tried to do it. I was able to hang out long enough for progress to start again, but honestly I'm not sure what triggered it, so if this happens you're probably better off leaving and coming back the next time the encounter comes around. But even if you manage to make it to the second phase of the encounter, there's still a lot that can go wrong. Apparently you're supposed to be able to run around the temple and kill 25 guys on your own, and that should end the encounter for you. That has not been my experience. What seems to have worked best, but not all the time, is simply letting the Uggernaut grab the aggro first, and then you can go ahead and kill whatever guys it's fighting. However, like I said, this isn't always the case, and sometimes those kills don't count either, as I've had it count only the kills that the droid makes. Or they may count for you, but not for someone else. And that all adds up to an incredibly frustrating and unfun experience. So unless you're trying to go for the mount and therefore you'll need the achievement for completing this one, I'd advise waiting on this one until and unless Broadsword fixes it. And there you have it, my roundup of some of the best and worst dynamic encounters that Coruscant has to offer. Of course, let us know what you think in the comments. Which ones did you like? Which ones don't you like? Do you have any suggestions for making the ones I don't like better? Let us know, and while you're down there, why not like and subscribe for more content like this? As always, thanks for watching.